It's your boy King bringing you more content. Just having questions, like big questions, trying to figure out, is police having a war with each other? I'm not sure. But let's watch this clip and find out.
The fatal shooting of Santa Cruz County Sheriff's deputy over the weekend. Police saying the suspect ambushed officers while they were investigating reports of a suspicious vehicle. The sheriff now paying tribute to the fallen deputy.
You think about what you want to see in a police officer: compassion, caring, somebody who truly loves his job, who wants to help people. That's what Damon was.
Senior correspondent Claudia Cowan is live with those details. Claudia?
Good morning, Sandra. It was a vicious attack that could be connected to another fatal shooting in Oakland, a case that is being called domestic terrorism. A white van was seen at both crime scenes, and now the FBI is investigating to determine if there is a link. Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Deputy Damon Gutzwaller and another officer were following up on a tip about a suspicious van filled with guns and explosives. They found the van and followed it to a home. That's where Gutzwaller was killed in a hail of gunfire and explosives. The suspect tried to escape but was caught after an attempted carjacking and a second shootout with officers. At a vigil last night, mourners remembered the 38-year-old Gutzwaller as a good officer, kind and patient. The 14-year veteran leaves behind a 2-year-old son and a pregnant wife. The suspect, 32-year-old Stephen Carrillo, is an Air Force sergeant stationed at Travis Air Force Base in Northern California. Where he got his weapons and why he ambushed the officers is under investigation. Now, this all happened Saturday afternoon in the Santa Cruz Mountains and follows a fatal drive-by shooting outside the U.S. courthouse in Oakland on May 29th. The victim in that case, 53-year-old Dave Underwood, a federal security guard who'd been monitoring a nearby protest. Surveillance cameras caught a white Ford van leaving the scene. It's not clear if it matches the van involved in Saturday's ambush. The FBI will only say it is working with the Sheriff's Department to determine a possible motive and or links to other crimes committed in the Bay Area, including the shooting in Oakland. The Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Department expected to release more details at a news conference later this afternoon. As for the suspect, Stephen Carrillo, he is expected to face multiple felony charges, including first-degree murder.
Now, watching this clip, it made me feel like the military is beefing with the police. But there's more to just that. It's police on police and civilian. Watch this next clip.
Rob Nelson at ABC headquarters in New York, and we begin with breaking news from Southern California. Investigators have located charred human remains within the debris of that burned-out cabin where it's believed Christopher Dorner was holed up. Investigators tell ABC News that identification will be attempted through forensic means. Now, if Dorner is positively identified, it would bring an end to the largest manhunt in the history of the Los Angeles Police Department. ABC's Cecilia Vega has the very latest on this quickly developing story.
It was in this cabin deep in Big Bear Mountain outside Los Angeles that the 10-day international manhunt for Christopher Dorner may have finally come to its grisly end. But tonight, Dorner's fate is still unclear. Was the man accused of killing 4 people, 2 of them police officers, among today's dead? After an intense day-long standoff with police, the cabin in which the suspect had been holed up all day went up in flames.
We believe that that the person that barricaded himself inside the cabin and engaged in gunfire with our deputies and other law enforcement officers is still inside there even though the building burned, yes.
The dramatic showdown began this afternoon. Volleys of gunfire exchanged between officers and the man they believe to be Dorner, formerly one of their own with $1 million bounty on his head, holed up inside this hillside cabin, all captured on camera by local station KCBS. Earlier, Dorner allegedly burglarized a nearby home, tied up 2 women and stole their vehicle. One of them reportedly broke free and called for help. The massive response witnessed by our Los Angeles affiliate, KABC.
Now, this guy literally scared the bejesus out of the police force in that region. And he was disgruntled. He was hurt. He was mad. I mean, the man went and lost his damn mind. But this is something that is not immune to the police culture. And they had to hunt him down, firefights, fire on the house on fire, things like that. And this is a police officer. Like, how can we trust the police officers if they can act like this? We can't, because they're just like people. Regular people, just like me and you. They make mistakes and make bad decisions just like me and you. But they treat each other like they're not. But they even make bad decisions and then defend themselves on those bad decisions, even when it's one of their own. If you don't believe me, watch this next clip.
New details about a chaotic gun battle right outside a police station. We reported earlier this week that Officer Jakai Colson, undercover and out of uniform at the time, was reportedly killed by friendly fire. Well, tonight, the police chief now saying the preliminary investigation reveals what they feared, that it was a fellow officer who shot him. Here's ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas now.
The tragic death of Detective Jakai Colson has shaken the Prince George's County Police Department to its core. Today, the fears that a fellow officer was responsible were confirmed. Police say one of Colson's colleagues shot him because he perceived a threat, apparently thinking Colson was one of the suspects.
The shot that struck and killed Detective Colson was deliberately aimed at him by another police officer. There's no intention, as I have seen the facts, to indicate any malice.
Colson, in plain clothes and an unmarked car, was killed during an exchange of gunfire when police responded to the attack. On Monday, I asked the chief about the pain of knowing that one of his own officers may have mistakenly shot another.
You've struck another defender down? That's particularly devastating.
Police must now resolve critical questions, including how and why this mistake was made and how tragedies like this can be prevented in the future. David?
Pierre Thomas in Washington.
You know, my thing is this. This is my question. Police always have the culture to protect their own kind. And in none of these instances did these police or military officials had the thought to protect their own kind. They wanted to kill their own kind. Like the officer killed in the middle, he was killed by his fellow officer. And these other guys killed other officers and other civilians. The problem is the police has too many elements of the killing mechanism. They'll kill you. They'll kill your dog. They'll kill your mother. They'll kill your child. They'll even kill themselves, and they'll find a way to justify it. And some of these videos are old, but it's still relevant because in today's police culture, they are too trigger happy in any instance. And it makes us wonder why people say defund the police, because every time we look up, we're giving them more and more money, and they're using that more and more money against the citizens, especially those who are nonviolent or unarmed or fellow cops. I feel like at the end of the day, we have to be realistic about what's happening. Police suffer from mental disability just like anyone else. They're not no superheroes or no special kind of people. They're like me and you. So let's put a real stop to mental illness and retardation of the police department. Peace.